My name's Chloe Zell. I did my collage and essay on the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony. There's a whole bunch of photos here, but I'll explain those later. Getting into it. This is a photo overlooking some of the land of the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony. And this is their logo, which you've probably seen on cars while you're driving through Sparks or Spanish Springs. So getting into some of that history. The Reno-Sparks Indian Colony was first established in the year 1900. And then it was federally recognized by the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934. And so that federal recognition gave the tribes the ability to self-govern and incorporate their trust land. So it kind of just solidified their establishment of the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony. And so when I think about what's important or unique or special about this region and this land, I think about the cultural and historical significance that it represents. They're a symbol of strength and unity and pride from people regardless of the years of fighting and the hardships that they've endured. I think that's what makes this area so special. So down here, I included this picture of Doug Gardipe. He's the tribal chairman of the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony because he gave me an interesting perspective as someone that's heavily involved in all these communities that live within the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony, and he answered a lot of my questions regarding community. And so after talking with him, it was easy for me to recognize the plethora of communities that live here, like ranging from the children that play on sports teams all the way up to communities of activists like these people here that advocate for change. And I also looked at the tribes that exist within the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony, including the Paiute, the Washoe, and the Shoshone, and I looked at them as their own individual communities. So it was easy for me to see like how many communities exist here. And there's a bunch that I probably won't include for the sake of time, but there's a lot of communities that exist here. And thanks to Doug Gardipe's perspective on that, it was easy for me to recognize the diversity. So despite the fact that members of the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony may belong to individual communities of their own, they all have the same goals, which is how they interact with Reno and the Sierras. Their goals to advocate to protect their land and advocating for representation and making sure their voices are heard within the city and throughout the lands that have developed that were once theirs are how they have that constant interaction between them and the Reno and the Sierras, which is where we are. The Reno-Sparks Indian Colony is obviously a significant piece of history and the backbone that Nevada was built on, and that history is the foundation of the contribution to the Valley of Northern Nevada. The Reno-Sparks Indian Colony is a representation of culture that is and people that are typically brushed over, and it creates a space for traditional practices to continue and ensures that Native American culture doesn't die. And so the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony contributes greatly to Northern Nevada's richness in cultural diversity, and in turn that makes this region all the more valuable, which is what makes the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony so important. And so over here I wanted to include this photo of their health center because I just wanted to shine some light on how far the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony has come as a land and as organization and people, because it took a ridiculously great amount of effort to get this health center funded and built. But yeah, that's about it. I guess I would leave this off by saying that these people and their lands in the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony highlights a Native American culture, and it just serves as a reminder of who was here first and like how the Sierras and Reno and the Great Basin, of course, all came to be what they are today. And I think that the Reno-Sparks Indian Colony is so important because of that reason.